go. Now we have Richard Brewart Jr. in the house, guys. I'm gonna bring you in a little bit better right now. We'll do the interview. Let us just finish up. You're still here, bro. You can help us out with what's hot in boxing. You know what I mean? You good? Oh, who's this, dude? Is this a special guest too coming in right now?
Special
Did you hit him up already? Yeah, I told you guys somebody else is here too.
All right, I'm nervous, so I'm gonna take a bite of my burrito. That's how nervous I am.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Oh, dude, I don't even think he wants to show his face yet. I don't think he wants to show his face yet. All right, but let's get to the next point. Canelo did what he had to do. We're all happy with Canelo. Let's do this, man. Thriller, the people that brought us Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr. is bringing us now. Well, that's what I saw, man. And I'm not saying it's a legit thing, but I know that Teofimo Lopez just signed something, got 6-point-something million from them.
So what they did is they won the purse bid.
They won the purse bid. So they're going to be the one that are going to televise it, right?
They'll be the ones televising it. It's going to be in Atlanta, Georgia. Regis Prograis is going to be on the card. He's going to be fighting Ivan Redcat on that card.
You brought that up, bro. I'm going to bring this up right now. All right, guys.
And then the third fight between Tyson and Holyfield is what I'm hearing.
So that is the real poster. I put it up there because I said somebody threw it up.
It's not an official poster. It's not an official poster yet, but those two fights are official. The Teofimo Cambosos fight and the Regis Prograis Ivan Redcat fight.
Those are official, yes.
Those are official.
What about Teofimo? Is that in there?
Teofimo,
no, it just said Teofimo
against Cambosos.
Okay, but Mike Tyson is not official.
Not official yet.
Not as of yet, no.
Okay.
But I'm sure to make up for that $6 million, he's going to be in there somewhere.
All right. So now let me ask you guys this, okay? And this goes even for Richard. I want Richard's opinion too on this, okay? So Canelo has lots of haters. I think Richard was going to bring something up during the interview about haters. Okay. So Canelo has a bunch of haters. Now, I put a post when Canelo won, and then I got somebody. I'm not going to give him any clout, but I'm going to say, somebody say, una pelea babosa, which means a stupid fight, right? Now,
I bet you that person was the type of person who actually likes Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. I'm telling you. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
I hate those idiots.
Those guys are always going to hate on Canelo. You know what I mean?
I know who you're talking about.
Oh, yeah, I knew you were going to bring it up, Henry. Henry Ramirez is in the house.
Can you guys see me on here or no?
No, man.
No, see, an iPhone.
All I can see is iPhone, Henry.
Oh, man.
We thought you were Steve Jobs, bro, for a minute. But, okay, hold on. So, okay, that person said that. Now, another person said, wow, I guess when they announced
Billy Joe Saunders.
No. Regis Prograis versus Redcat. Oh, there you go. We can see it now. Okay. Ivan Redcat. They said this is a fight, not the one like Canelo and this guy. Do you guys think the Regis Prograis is better than Canelo versus Gildrum?
Fuck no.
Oh no. No.
Canelo, listen, guys. I tweeted out yesterday that whenever Canelo fights, it's a huge deal. You know, it's big for the sport. Now, granted, it wasn't Canelo versus Triple G, but whenever Canelo fights, no matter who he fights, it's a big deal. If that was the case, they wouldn't have put 15,000 in a stadium in a pandemic. Right. You know, you have a world-renowned reggaeton rapper, part of the mix. I bet he loved being part of. You know, all eyes were on Canelo.
They kept touching Canelo, bro.
All eyes were on Canelo Saturday night. You know.
Canelo's a global superstar, man. I mean, anybody he fights is gonna bring in fans worldwide. I mean, and he did what he had to do, because I mean, like you said earlier about Julio Cesar Chavez or whatever, Fern. You know, if you go back and you look at those fighters from the '80s, even the Four Kings, man, you look at Hearns and Hagler and Durant and Leonard, and you see that they fought 5, 6, 7 times a year, right?
Right.
But in a 2-year span, they fight maybe 2 big names.
Yeah.
Unless you're a diehard fan, unless you're a Chavez lover and really know, because even me, without going to BoxRec, I can't tell you who probably out of his 120 fights, who probably 100 of them were. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get you, bro.
And I said it before. That's why Greg Haugen got his ass beat, because Greg Haugen said he doesn't fight anything but a bunch of Tijuana taxi drivers.
I remember that, man.
Yeah, man. So it's like, Was he lying? Nah, but it was a disrespectful. Hell yeah! So he got his ass beat in Azteca Stadium.
No, man.
Yep.
Look,
I mean-
at the end of the day, I hate this whole look. Ruckus, you out of all people know this. I am not the biggest Canelo supporter or fan.
Oh, you're not.
I am not. But I despise everybody who just talks shit like, yo, Canelo's fighting a bum, this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, look, man, Chavez on his 40th fight fought somebody who was making his debut. You know what I'm saying? Chavez fought a guy back-to-back that he knocked out in the first fight and then won a decision in the second fight. Back-to-back, he did that. We talk shit about Floyd when he did that to freaking Jose Luis Castillo because we thought Castillo won. A lot of people think Castillo won the first fight. But yet you'll accept that from Chavez and you'll think he's a great... Look, there's no denying the greatness what Chavez is and this, that, and the third. But come on, man. The guy fought some freaking... Oh, my God. Like, DoorDash drivers, bro. And it's like, you're giving shit to Canelo for fighting at least guys that have winning records. While Chavez over here, more than 80% of his records is against people who either had less than 10 fights and or had losing records.
He's staying busy. His name is relevant. If he doesn't fight, he only fights 2 times a year. People are going to bitch. Canelo only fights twice a year. Now he's fighting more. Oh, he's fighting bums. He's fighting tomato cans. He's fighting, nobodies.
All right, let's let Richard. What did you want to say, Richard?
There's a reason why Chavez has 100 fights, over 100
Right.
fights.
Right?
Exactly, bro.
If you're fighting real guys, you ain't fighting real guys 5-6 times a year at that level.
Yeah.
Maybe twice a year like he does. There's no reason. Fights like that, you're not fighting real guys 24/7 like that.
Yeah.
All right. Somebody asked, "Where's Xavier?" Oh, Christian said, "Where's Xavier?" I guess Xavier's replying. So Xavier, take care of that. Canelo KO Fury, right? Oh, Canelo KO's Fury. Vargas tried things that. Come on, man.
Haters
Come on,
would
man.
say Fury.
No way, bro. Different fucking.
No, he's saying
bro.
if he did. He's just saying if he did that the haters would still say,
Oh.
Fury sucks.
All right. Yeah, I know, bro. I know. That's what I'm saying. So let me get this one. Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury is looking like it's gonna happen in June. Maybe that one happens in Dubai, and we don't get Canelo in Dubai, Fern.
Tyson Fury all day.
Ooh, there you go. Hey, what do you think, Henry? You had a heavyweight.
I would
Fury.
I would favor Fury, the better boxer who really knows how to use length and distance when he wants to. He also shows he can go walk to a man and walk him down as he did Deontay, use his superior size and be the bully in there, which is what he did in the rematch.
Yeah.
Hey, talking about heavyweights, Henry, I heard it was announced today that Areola is going to be fighting Andy Reese in April, man.
Yeah, that fight's been talked about for a while. That fight has been talked about for a while. I'll tell you how far back that goes. That fight was first pitched after Chris won on the Mikey Garcia and Spence card. That fight was pitched way back then.
Yeah, because the kid he beat, I think, was like 17-0 or something. The kid Areola beat that night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was Baby, Big Baby or something.
No, it wasn't Big Baby.
No, that Polak, right?
Yeah. No, that was after that. So I remember talking to Al about a week after Chris fought on that card, and he was telling me, I'm thinking about doing Chris and Andy. And Andy was already slated to fight Dimitrenko, right, in April. And I said, Al, I really think, I said, Al, when we brought Chris back, when I told you he was coming back, the fight I targeted was Konaki. And I said, that is the fight to make. It is, Chris is a little older, but Konaki is a splitting image style-wise of Chris. When I watched him, I thought I was watching a younger Chris, style-wise, right. Just aggressive, volume puncher, a thudding puncher, not a great puncher, but a thudding guy. And I also told Al he's not incredibly athletic. He's a perfect guy for Chris. And it was a heck of a fight. It was a heck of a fight. It's Andy and Chris sparred a lot when Andy was younger. I think he sparred with us when maybe Chris is about 15-0, and then we used him for, I don't remember what camp it was, but he was with Freddie Roach, and Benavidez Sr. was actually bringing him to Riverside to spar with us, and it was good work, man. And you knew then Andy had a lot of ability,
That's good, man. Hey, but I'm excited they announced it. When did they announce it, Stack?
They announced it today, actually. It's going to be April 24th is the target date. the thing is, and a lot of people are down on it, is the fact that they're saying it's going to be Fox pay-per-view.
That's gonna sell, bro. I tell you that. 2 big Mexicans fighting, bro. It's gonna sell. I guarantee it. I'll probably do better numbers than the Charlo. Mark my word. Today.
Oh, I'm sure it'll do better than the Charlos, you know.
Yeah.
But a pay-per-view fight, I mean,
I bet you I know who they're gonna have on the undercard. Caleb Plant. That was for you guys, right there.
Hand issue.
Right.
Hand issue still.
I know. I'm just messing with you. The third one. Gervonta Davis says that this week he's going to be announcing who's his next opponent. Do you guys think it's going to be Ryan Garcia?
No.
Nobody. Damn.
Well,
Ryan is. But Ryan was calling it over there in Miami, man.
Ryan's been calling it since his fight against freaking Campbell and everything like that, but it's not going to happen.
It's one thing to call people out, and it's another thing to overprice yourself and then not get in the ring. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah.
No, but I think Ryan will fight this one for almost nothing, bro. He wants it.
The bigger picture is the bigger picture.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I don't think Ryan has the. I don't think Ryan can say, yeah, I'll fight him for almost nothing, but he's got attorneys and he's got his parents and he's got everybody else that he's got to.
Yeah.
Go, Henry.
Go, Henry.
I was gonna say I just can't see Oscar and Heyman and Mayweather or getting together and putting a deal together. I just don't see it, man.
You think that there's too much bad blood that it's not gonna happen?
It seems like it. I mean, other than a mandatory situation, have they willingly worked together? I don't think they have. You know what I mean? I mean, to be honest, and I hate to be that guy like, oh, it's probably not going to happen. But I'm a realist too. I'm in the industry. I know the way it works, guys. Like we all wish we could get Spence and Crawford. We all wish we could get fights where, but reality, I mean, shit. How often is it really happening? It's rare, man.
Exactly.
And this is why we have Henry here too. Thank you, Richard, for bringing Henry. I want to ask you this one, since you brought it up, Henry. So you don't think we'll see Crawford versus Spence anytime soon? This is coming from somebody that knows the sport, guys.
I don't think so. As much as I hate to say it, I don't think so. I wish I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I just don't see it.
With the way PBC even blackballs Crawford during commercials and says these are the welterweight champions and doesn't say no mention of the WBO champ, but has Earl Spence, has Manny Pacquiao,
guys,
has whoever, and doesn't have no mention of it does work both ways.
Remember
the same stuff.
Doing that with Pacquiao? If that was fighting Pacquiao, you had to be with Top Rank,
Right.
But that's the way it went. You know what I mean? It's just it's unfortunate because I mean, look, Crawford and Spence are entering they're both in their early 30s, right?
Right.
La Hoya and Trinidad fought when they were 26, 27 years old. I mean, damn, they fought in their prime, maybe even a little bit before, before they really peaked. But I mean, those guys were mid-20s, both undefeated, and here we are with Spence and Crawford. Don't get me wrong, if a fight happens in 2022, we're all gonna watch regardless.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Look at remember when Pacquiao got knocked out by Marquez? We all thought, man, that's the end of Mayweather. Pacquiao's never. So it took a couple wins for Pacquiao to rebuild himself, and in 2015, everybody cried, "Oh, it's past the prime. That's past the prime." Guess what? It broke all records, so it didn't matter. It didn't matter. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
And that's what I'm saying is that Andy Ruiz versus Arreola is gonna do phenomenal numbers, bro. I'm telling you guys right now. Mark my words.
I think it's going to be a wildly entertaining fight. Wildly entertaining.
People out here, people in Southern California have been wanting this fight for fucking ever, man. Those two names out here in Southern Cal, Andy and Chris, those names have been thrown around at each other a lot. Like he said, even in Texas, after Chris fought in Texas, that was the fight that was being talked about out there.
Yep. That was the fight that was pitched to us. And look, guys, there's no mistake. Why is it happening? Because they're both with Al Heyman. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Let's do this, guys. Cindy Amador says Henry in the house. There you go. All right.
Hello.
With that said, man, let's get to it. Welcome to the Boxing Rundown. Undefeated fighter, Mr. Richard Brewart Jr., along with his special guest, the one and only, the trainer for Riverside. Is it Riverside Academy or is it just Riverside Boxing Gym?
Rain Cross Boxing.
Ring Cross Boxing. Right here we got the one and only Henry Ramirez. Welcome back, guys. Welcome to the rundown.
Thanks for having us.
All right, Richard. And I wanted to bring up, what do you got to say about your last fight, bro? Because I'm going to be honest. I tuned in late. You could even see the time I tuned in. Beto was like, you're all late, bro. He's all talking shit to me. Beto likes to talk shit. You know what I mean? But I couldn't say, like, I didn't have a scorecard. But I know Stacks had a scorecard. But what do you have to say, first of all? And then we'll get everybody else's opinion.
It was a good fight. It was a tough fight. The guy that I fought, he was a good fighter. I have nothing against him. Props to him for giving me the fight he gave. Honestly, yes, a lot of people are saying it was controversial that it could have gone his way, but I've gone back and watched the fight multiple times, and in my opinion, I don't see how it could have gone his way. I'm not favoring myself, obviously. You know, I watch my fights. I got to see what I got to work on. You know, I'm not gonna say that I lost, but I thought after the knockdown in the first round, it was just he caught me with the off balance shot. I was in the middle of throwing. I came out too aggressive in the first round. I never fight like that. I'm usually patient, sit back and wait and analyze. But I came out really aggressive, and he caught me in the middle of me throwing. And pretty much after that, after the first round, I thought I controlled with my aggression. I was definitely more busier because his output dropped a lot. And my jab was what I think I won it by. I was jabbing. I was missing the right hand. I'm not going to lie. But my jab was what controlled everything. I was jabbing downstairs, the right hand to the body downstairs. I think that's what the judges saw was, okay, you were a little more active.
More active.
And I was pushing the pace. Anytime I was pushing the pace, he didn't want to initiate. He just wouldn't initiate with me. And I think that's what the judges saw was we got one guy trying to make the fight and the other guy trying to just stay away from the fight.
Stay back. Stacks?
You know, the first thing I want to say, man, is I want to say to the fans that are watching, right? You can have whatever opinion you want about the fight, right? But at the end of the day, don't bash the fighters, okay?
No.
It's not Richard's fault. It's not Nate's fault the way that fight turned out. You have 3 judges. They're the ones that judged. Richard didn't have any pool. Richard didn't fucking pay these judges. Henry didn't pay these judges. That's not the way it works, man. It's Thompson Boxing. Thompson Boxing's been around for 20 years. There was a comment in there saying that Thompson Boxing only feeds their fighters, you know, like bums or whatever.
Hell no.
Here's the thing. Thompson
That was a hard
Boxing,
fight.
they've been around 20 years, and they've been around 20 years for a reason. So first off, I want to get that off my chest. They competitively match their fighters. If you go back several years back, Danny Roman, for instance, he took his first few losses on Thompson cards, came back to become a world champion. So whatever you feel about the decision, don't bash the fighter because it had nothing to do with Richard.
Right.
For you, Richard, man, I think it was a close fight.
Yeah, definitely. No.
In a 6th round, you get dropped that first round. That's 2 points. So even if Nate wins one more round after that, right, just one, the fight should be a draw.
Yeah.
And I think personally for me, it was a hard, like you said, it was a back and forth battle. Nate was real technical. You showed the effective aggressiveness, and sometimes that's what judges look for. It's just what type of judges you have and what they're looking for. Are they looking for the people that are putting together the punches and being aggressive? Are they looking for the defensive fighter that's scoring the harder shots, the more effective, but has less output? It all depends on the judges. You know, there's and the thing is about this fight. I mean, the only thing I can tell you, I mean, personally, is you have to realize that the bigger you get in this game, the further you go along as an undefeated fighter, you're going to come to find out, and I'm sure Henry can tell you this, man, because he's been around this game a long time and a lot longer than probably all of us, man, put together, is that you're always going to have people that criticize you, whether you win, whether you lose. And sometimes you just have to take that constructive criticism and not fire back, man, because once you start firing back at people and engaging with the quote trolls online and they know they can get under your skin, this is a mental sport, man. As much as it is a physical sport, it's a mental sport, man. You can't let these guys fucking get on there, Richard, man. You stay within, you stay focused. because at the end of the day, one, you came out victorious. They're not taking that win away from you, and it's a learning experience for you, man. I'm sure that Henry's going to use this experience. He's going to use he's going to analyze this. He's going to watch the fight. And he's going to break it down, show you, pinpoint everything you did wrong and pinpoint everything you did right. And you just have to take it away, take away, hey, I got to win. I survived. Let's move forward. We'll use this as a measuring stick. The kid was a southpaw. He was a slick fighter, and he was undefeated. A lot of times you're not getting guys with 10-0 records fighting guys with 6-0 records. That you're not getting those two young undefeated fighters going up against each other, man. So yeah. I do commend you on taking the fight. Like I said, I would just personally not fire back at the trolls, man. Just kind of
that's why
brush them away, bro.
I've been seeing. Trust me, I've been getting tagged in comments on Nate's page. Nate's been posting, talking, whatever he's gonna say about the fight. Everybody's been. My phone's been going crazy. I've hit nonstop. I haven't put nothing back. At the end of the day, I came out victorious. I think I won the fight. I know a lot of people that think I won the fight outside of my people, because a lot of people are saying that, oh, it's just his people that think he won the fight, but it's not. That's not the case. I know a lot of people that also tuned into the fight that I don't know that agree how the judging.
And Henry can tell you too, man. As a judge, you're sitting there and you see one angle of the fight, where us on TV get to see every single angle. We get to see replays. We get to hear the commentators, right?
Which could influence you.
And the judges don't see. They don't hear it. They don't see it. They don't have the angles. They don't have the replay. They're looking a certain way, man. So if a fighter's in the way, or if the ref's in the way, they're doing this the whole fight. Yep. And they're having to score the fight a certain way. They don't have the luxuries that we do, man. So, at the end of the day, they see it one way, they judged it one way, and you got the W, man. And that's all that matters,
Yeah, no doubt. No, it was a close fight.
You guys hit on a couple of points I wanna elaborate on. First of all, what I started doing in the gym is, the way I'm positioned in the corner, I started positioning myself like that during sparring now. I don't get up on the apron and watch sparring like I used to. I sit from outside the ring looking up, because you absolutely do see the sparring even differently, even as opposed to, it's completely different. It is different even in the gym. So I'm training myself to do that, because every time I'm in the corner, it's always looking up. So I'm using that in the gym now. It's something I just started doing recently. Guys, the fight was fought on very even terms. A couple of rounds were hard to score. I went back and watched it, and to tell you, after the fourth round, I told Richard in the corner, this is a close fight. I said, we're going to need both of these rounds. It's a close fight. At the end of the fight, I said, it could go either way. I'm a realist, guys. I'm very, very honest to a fighter. I always feel it's the best policy. Fighters' heads get full with bullshit all the time. It ain't ever going to be from me. You know what I mean? So I feel that by being honest, it's absolutely being the best way. Now, with that being said, I truly, truly felt it was a close fight. If you want to sit there and tell me I think Nate won, no problem. No problem. Right. I feel we edged it out. Nate was effective with his movement and landing an occasional counter shot here and there when Richard got a little too overly aggressive, but he didn't do too much. He moved well, and, he evaded some things, but his best attribute was his movement. He didn't punch enough to me to win the fight. It was, like I said, it was fought in close quarters, and, my whole thing is I respect anybody that has an opinion. That's not a problem. Someone can say, oh, I felt Richard lost, or I felt Richard won, but there was some kind of podcast that the attention was brought to me where he was personally attacked, where the guy said, no, they were going back and forth, and the guy said, no, Richard's a piece of shit.
Wow.
No, what up, bro? You could say you don't think he's going anywhere, question his talent, but when you personally attack someone, then I have to stick up for my guy. On a personal level, he's a great kid. And honestly, if I ever seen that guy, I don't even know who the fuck he is, his name, but if I ever seen him in person, I'd probably confront him. I probably would.
Do you want to burn him on the rundown? Burn him on the rundown, bro.
I don't know the guy's name. I never even see these. I think it was Latelys. It's just a podcast that it was brought to my attention, and I was really taken back. Like, this guy personally attacked the guy. You know what I mean? And like I said, Beto, Steve, Doug, I respect all three guys. Just didn't agree with their scorecard that night. You know, give you a couple months ago, I had a guy in a DoubleTree, Thompson show, guy named Israel Mercado. Doug had it 5-3, and I'll be honest, I didn't give the guy 3 minutes of the fight, let alone 3 rounds. I mean, I thought Israel won 7-1, and you know what's funny? The judges all scored it 8-0, 7-1, 6-2. I told Israel, you won every round. Maybe the other guy won one, and Doug scored it 5-3 for the other guy. Cool, no problem. Still like Doug, still gonna conference. Just didn't agree with his card. That was it.
You're still gonna have nachos and a drink with him.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I want to give you some positive feedback right here, Richard. I have Elia Asturi Blanco says Richard is an amazing fighter and he's a hard worker, super hard. When you hear that, I mean, this is what you got to feed off of, bro. Don't worry about the haters. Now, if you guys ever find out who this podcast is, I mean, because I'm gonna be honest, and I think that's what Stacks was hitting on.
Yeah,
I feel that people that they have to disrespect somebody, bro, it's because they're disrespecting themselves. You know what I mean? They have no respect for the sport.
Not only that, guys. Not only that. I've been on the other end of some close fights when Josecito Lopez with us, he lost to Edgar Santana, a split decision on Showbox. Wes Ferguson, split decision on Mayweather, Judah. Close decision to Jesse Vargas. Look, nobody fucking felt sorry for us, so I'm going to take the happy. I'm happy. Move on. But you know what I mean? Nobody felt bad for us. So I've been on both ends of close decisions, man. You know,
and that's the mentality you gotta have, right? I mean, you win some, you lose some. But I mean, to me, it's like, you know what, man, don't pay them any attention. Because to me, somebody said it best: haters motivate. You know what I mean? To me, I love my haters. I love the haters that hated on the rundown. You know what I mean? I love them, bro. I love them.
Here, at the end of the day, this is all I want to say is, we all have opinions. We all have thoughts. We all think a certain way. We all look for certain things in fights. The moment you actually start personally attacking a fighter and actually disrespecting them, at that point in time, that's where everything goes sideways.
Right.
You could completely disagree with Henry. You could completely disagree with anybody saying Richard lost, Richard won, which way. As long as you come up with a cool debate, at the end of the day, it's respectful, it's admirable. Let's have a discussion. But if you're gonna go off, and excuse me for saying it right now, just as an example, fuck Richard or something like that, no, that's disrespectful. Right. Fuck Henry. Fuck anybody. Fuck or this, that, and the third. Anytime you have to use aggressive language or completely go in a disrespectful manner, that's when you lose all credibility at that point. Right. You can't discuss this. You can't debate this. You can't have an adult conversation with somebody who does that. And that's just not in boxing. That's actually in life, period.
In general.
You know, you have to be able to articulate, for one, on our side. You know, as media, as people that cover boxing, we have to be able to articulate and be able to have to break things down. Like you said, once you cross that fucking line, man, and once you start personally attacking them, you're fucked, man. Like that's just something you don't do, man. Right. I mean, even last week, for instance, with Jose Benavidez Sr., right? Mm-hmm. With the weights and with COVID and David missing weight and with things that David has done in the past. For one, as a trainer, as a father, as a manager, you have to realize that these things are going to be brought up, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm not personally attacking David. I'm not personally going after him and saying, hey, fuck him. He's a cokehead, this and that, blah, blah, blah.
But you got to ask.
Right? You can do that. You know? But you have to answer it. Like I said, people make bad choices. That doesn't, they make a mistake. That doesn't make them a bad person because he was just getting into COVID. Once he explained, hey, man, there was like the very first start of COVID when we fought. We didn't know what to do. We weren't expecting it. We cut weight that last week in the motel. We were scheduled only for 1 hour a day.
It's hotel, bro, not motel.
Different things, So he was able to articulate and talk back just the same way I was. I asked questions, but I never attacked them.
But I think you're bringing up the fact that somebody attacked them right on the feet.
Yeah, somebody attacked me. Like I said, I have zero issues with people having an opinion on the fight. Zero issues. Like I did tell Richard, look, before we left the venue that night, look, your career's moving in a positive direction. You're 9-0. So now that you're getting more eyes on you, you're going to get a lot of people nitpicking. Don't worry about that. That's not the focus. You focus on staying positive. We're moving keep moving in the right direction. But like I said, it wasn't so much that people had an opinion. It was the personal attacks. Anybody who personally, that's different. That's just completely out of left.
Especially in this sport. Hold on, Rokas. Especially in this sport, man, because we all know the dangers of this sport, man. We all know that every time Richard steps in that ring, just like any other fighter, they're putting their life on the line.
Right.
You know, there's a possibility they don't walk out of that ring. There's a possibility that they get brain bleeds. There's a possibility that they lose their lives or become paralyzed or become injured and never fight again, man. I mean, at 24 years old, Freddie Roach had developed, you know, the pugilistic dementia and started getting Parkinson's disease. So it happens, you know, it happens in the sport. So for people to disrespect these fighters that go in there to entertain us so we can watch these gladiators, so we can watch this violence, you got to give them respect, man, because that may be the last time they get into the ring.
Yeah, true. It's true.
Yeah, look at Richard Colon, look at Patrick Day, look at those examples and everything. Like, come on, man. Those are recent examples. It happens, especially to younger talent.
You know, especially when you fight fighters that are not that caliber either. With fighters like Richard that are just coming up, you fight somebody from Mexico, you know, that doesn't have the technical boxing abilities, but wants to sit there and rabbit punch you the whole goddamn fight. That may be the end of it for Richard. You just don't know, you know?
Absolutely.
With any fighter, you know, you just got to be careful, man.
All right, enough of the last fight. Let's get to this. Henry brought it up. You have a young career that you started, but tell us, how has it been, or how did you get into boxing, bro?
For me?
No. Richard, bro, you brought it up. You brought it up, bro. You said he has a young career.
Henry, you don't have a young career anymore.
You have you're an OG, dog. You're an OG. Richard, tell us about your career. How did you start in the sport?
Uh-oh.
Mute, bro.
No sound. You're mute.
You mute us, bro. Can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
There we go.
We have
Go.
Go.
All right.
Technical difficulties.
Brewer.
We got technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen.
Difficulties.
All right, Henry, do you want to tell us a little bit about how you got this young man in your stable?
So Richard came to me, I think, sometime in 2016. He was be honest, he was a 500 amateur fighter when I got him. 500, the record was 500. Many ones. I think with me, he went like 17-2, 18-2. When he came to our gym, he was a little unsure of himself, you know, and just little by little, the confidence grew. He came to me, was more of a brawler, you know, so I started working with him on just being patient, working off his jab, and then little by little, the timing, understanding the timing, spacing, distance, counter punching, it all started to come together. And, you know, and he's evolved into a nice little prospect, man. He's turning into a pretty good little fighter here who's ascending, definitely ascending, you know, getting better and better. He works hard. He's the other good thing, the great thing that's about him is there isn't anything to worry about outside the boxing gym. You know, street life, party life. He's a pretty homely kid. Works hard and pretty much a yes or no sir type of guy. You know.
Because I was gonna tell you, I saw a video. He's already back in the gym, right?
Yep, back in the gym. Yep, back in the gym.
Richard, are you back?
Yeah.
Oh,
there it is.
You know, guys, if it had been one of those physically taxing fights, I would have told him stay away for a couple of weeks, but it wasn't. You know, it was a chess match. You know what I mean? So he got back in the gym, and you know, no problem. You know, nothing wrong with that.
I went back to the gym like 2 days after the fight.
Wow.
Yeah, I met Richard through Lukey, man, and Lukey was out here from Northern California, and he wanted to go talk to Marcos Hernandez.
Oh, okay, I know that guy.
Madman, right? So, so we pull up to Richard's house, man, and Marcos was staying with you at the time, and that's when I had first met you, and you guys were trying to sell me a dog, a little bully, man. But no, man, that's
always hustle, bro.
And yeah, I didn't even know he was a fighter, man. We were there for Marcos, and then he started telling me how he grew up with Daniel Franco, and you know he was a boxer and he was getting ready to come into the game. You know, I don't think he had turned professional yet. So, yeah, man,
I think I was getting ready to turn pro.
Yeah, so I've seen him come up through the Thompson ranks. So, like Henry said, as far as the street life, the gang banging, the beating out in the streets, nah, man, he's got good parents. He's in a good neighborhood, quiet kid.
He has a good parent. He's got He's got a really nice mom. His dad's a questionable suspect. You know, I question.
Hey, Henry.
I think I see Senior here, dude.
Henry, but in this boxing game, how many of us are not questionable suspects?
Yeah,
a lot of us are. A lot of us are, bro.
Hey, Henry, suspect. You guys don't even know.
Man,
I know. Oh, I know. I know about Henry.
There's some great characters, great personalities in the business, man. I've met countless great, good, solid people in the business. You know, and you have your, like anything, man, you have your guys who are full of shit and just completely delusional. And, you know, Rick Glazer comes to mind. To me, the guy's so full of shit, you know.
The LDBC.
Yeah. So, but there's some good people in the business, man.
Now, Richard, what attracted you to boxing? I know Henry already told us you're a good kid, but what attracted you to boxing?
Okay, so I didn't know, honestly, before I started boxing, I never watched it or nothing. It was just, I was a heavy set, out of shape kid, and I wanted to do something that would get me to lose weight fast.
Damn.
When I was 12 years old, I weighed 160, and I don't even fight at 160.
Good Lord.
Dude, oh shit, dude.
Yeah, I just did
it for cardio.
Yeah, I just did it to get in shape and lose the weight. And about a year into me training, I decided to try actual going amateur and fighting. I did that and I fell in love with it. And here I am 10 years later. I'll be 23 this year, so 11 years in June.
Man, dude, you're young, bro.
Making me feel old.
Right.
Yeah.
I got a son.
I know, bro. He said his age was like, oh shit, bro. Fuck.
Making me feel old. Jesus.
I'll be 23 this year. 23.
So, all right. So let's talk about it. What weight class do you fight? I thought you were a 160. You're not a 160 fighter then.
No, 154.
154.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
My last two fights have been at 156.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we ain't fighting for titles or no eliminators, nothing yet, so we don't gotta be right at 154, you know.
I like that. I like that mentality, because when we talked to Diego, he said kind of like the same thing. If you're not really, you don't want to kill yourself.
Yeah. 2 pounds takes a big toll on the body every time. Let me tell you.
And then especially during COVID, you know, your movements are really restrictive in whatever bubble you're in. But one thing we've done, Richard's done it. I had Louis Lopez do it. Israel Mercado. One thing we've done is the guys bring portable saunas. You know, since you're driving into the fight, you know, we bring a portable sauna and they work, man. The guys like using them. And since your movement is really restricted, it's really helped cut off that last pound and a half for whatever fights.
Hey, I think you might have given people the idea, because I heard last week they told us that they couldn't even work out, or who told us? Somebody told us on the show, right? That they just get about 30 minutes to go work out at the gym in the hotel. That's it.
That's it. Those portable saunas work though, man. They Marcos Hernandez used it. Richard used it. Louis Lopez used it. We had a couple other guys, Israel Mercado. They work. They do work though.
Shit, man.
All right. Let me ask this, because trainer and fighter, Henry and Richard. Richard, you yourself said in the first round you came out more aggressive than you usually do. Henry, I know you know how to speak with your fighters. You're very realistic, as you stated, and everything. Coming into that, and after watching it and reviewing it and everything, Richard observed it, saw it himself. What did you tell him after he said, you know what, I came in too aggressive that round. I could have done this differently.
That was the first thing I told him. I said, I said, you came out too damn aggressive. And then he said, damn, like, cause he got, you know, dropped. And I said, settle down. I said, you're going to work that back. You're going to get that back. I want you to work off the jab, set the distance, set the pace, everything off the stick, and let's see what you can open up with it. And I just wanted him to relax. And one thing, like even in the last fight when he got dropped in the first round, I said, look, don't try to get it back in one round. We're just going to win round by round. You know what I mean? He ended up knocking the other guy in the second. That wasn't planned. You know, we'll just let things come to you, and it happened. Nate was a far trickier guy, you know, a fast twitch guy, but I didn't want him being overly aggressive, because a couple of times he was throwing the lead right hand, but his back foot was coming up squared, and Nate would catch him with the little counter shot. So I said, quit throwing the lead fucking right hand. Take it out. I don't want you throwing anymore. Work off the jab and let's see what we can open, you know?
Yeah, it was a lot of catch and shoot with Nate. Like you said, over
Yeah.
that lead right hand, he'd catch it and pop.
Yeah, catch.
Pop.
It was
It
sneaky.
wasn't anything hard, but it was a
attention,
good, yeah.
Especially as you're moving forward. You run. What Richard was doing, what I call doing half the work for him, running into it a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was doing a Pacquiao when he ran into that punch by Marquez.
Marquez, yeah.
Yeah. And you know, it's interesting. I'm glad that Fern asked that question because, like you said, you saw the foot was not, you know what I mean? And so he was getting tapped up, you know what I mean?
And whatever he felt throwing it at, Nate wasn't there when it got there. You know, he seen it, he would throw it, and Nate was gone. So that distance that he thought was right, Nate would move. His movement was good, you know. So I give Nate Weston credit. It was a good fight. I knew he would come in because he has the athletic background. I knew he has a competitive nature. But from what we had seen, you know, he had improved. And like I pretty much tell everybody, if you see a guy on video and he looks bad, they're never that bad when you're in the ring with them.
Yeah.
Over the years, you know, they're never that bad.
It's different. It's different.
Yeah.
Now, how many with this COVID and I mean restrictions are starting to move up, you know, they're starting to take away restrictions and stuff like that, but we're still gonna have bubbles here in California.
Right.
Now, how many times do you see Richard fighting this year, Henry?
I would like to think probably 2. If we can squeeze one more in, 3 would be great. But I would say realistically, at least 2.
2 more fights.
Probably 2 more fights, yeah.
Now, do you think that, and let's say, you know, everything, knock on wood, everything goes good, he'll be 11-0. When do you start pairing him with tougher opposition in that 154 class that he wants to be in?
You know, since he is only 23, and it's a loaded division, you know, 54.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That division, you're going to get, not only that, you're going to get some bigger names from 47 that probably will eventually move up. You know, there's going to be opportunities in the next, I would say, 2-3 years.
2-3 years.
Yeah, you know, 2-3 years. But no, I'm not saying wait 2-3 years. I'm saying in the next 2 or 3 years, going to be plenty of opportunities. You know what I mean? But I think you get him to 11-12-0, then you start looking at a showbox type fight. You know what I mean? As someone same level, you know, 8-round opener on showbox to kind of see where you're at. Maybe wait a few more fights. It all depends. It all depends where we're at, how restrictions are. Because one thing I've stressed, guys, and I've stressed this to a lot of guys, during the pandemic, there are less fight cards being staged, right? There's less cards being staged. But not only are there less fights, but on those cards that are being staged, there's less slots. So tougher matchups are happening a little sooner than maybe some are wanting or normally would take a tough fight, you know. And I give everybody who's taking a tough fight in the pandemic, I give them credit because it's easy to go to Mexico and buy a win, you know. And I'm not knocking it. That's it's some guys need it. Some guys need a win to get their footing. Some guys need to get a win if they're off a couple tough fights in a row. You know what I mean? Some guys need to try to build 15, 20 fights over there and act like they're really something and they're really not, you know?
Okay. I like what you did right now. Now, do you personally recommend people going and fighting in Mexico? And the reason why I say this is because I know about the perks if they fight here. You know what I mean? If they fight in the state of California.
I think everybody's different. I'm gonna give you an example. If you've had a tough fight, say a guy's been in like a tough stretch where he's had 3-4 tough fights in a row, and maybe you just need to get him a win to what we call in the industry dusting him off or cleaning him up a little bit to hopefully get him in something again. I don't think there's anything wrong with getting a win or two, you know, for his confidence and to make his record look better because it's part of the business, right? But if you're going out there, you're paying for a win, you knock a no-hope around 30 seconds, you're jumping around the ring. First of all, you paid for the damn win. You fought a guy who was a no-hoper. Don't act like you just did some spectacular fight. Like, you know, I mean, to me, like, I've taken guys down there. We win a fight. Okay, clap your hands, shake it. Let's take your gloves on. Let's get the hell out of here. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
So, you know, I keep it real, guys. I'm a realist, and you know, Mexico, it serves its purpose when you need it. But, you know, if you're just going down there knocking out 20 guys in a row, and then like that heavyweight, what's his name? Christopher Lovejoy?
Yeah.
Oh, bro, I mean, 18 wins in a row that you paid for, and then claiming nobody wants to fight you. Come on, man. Come on, real.
He was supposed to fight in like Mexico last Friday or something, but I don't know if it went
right.
through.
I think he retired, no?
We've taken a few guys down there to fight just to get their feet wet, you know, maybe see how they react under the lights. And then, you know, like I said, if a guy's been through a rough stretch in his career, to go down there and, you know, like I said, what we call dusting them off or cleaning them up, that there's nothing wrong with that, you know?
Yeah. Exactly, man, because like Henry's saying, and a lot of people don't know this, but it's so hard to get fights in Southern California. Even before the pandemic, it's hard to get fights. You better be able to sell tickets. You're selling at least 150, 200 tickets, even to these club shows, right?
Yep.
You're probably having to pay for your opponent to fly in. You're paying for his medicals. You're paying for everything else.
Not only
your fighter's not making any money, right?
Not only that, it's good to have long-term relationships with people. You know, I have a great relationship with Alex at Thompson Boxing. You know, I have a good relationship with Tom Brown at TGB. I've had Chris Arreola. I signed Chris Arreola with Al Heyman back in 03, 04. You know, I've had a long-standing relationship with Al Heyman. You know, I have a great relationship with Brad Goodman. You know, Brad put a couple guys on for me over the summer. You know what I mean? So basically what I'm saying is, if you were a fucking pain in the ass to deal with pre-pandemic,
yeah,
nobody got time to deal with that bullshit now. You ain't getting calls, you know.
Exactly.
You ain't getting calls.
And then, you know,
why do you think it took Adrian Broner to get a fight a year after the pandemic started?
Right.
I don't think he wanted to fight, to be honest. He probably
See,
you know.
Here's the other thing. You get a fight, right? You're a little prospect coming up fighting club shows like Bash Boxing or Red Promotion or something. And then you go and fight on a top ranked card because they need a fighter last minute. And you do okay, but you get beat. You're probably going to go back to top rank and fight another one of the prospects to get beat again and get beat again and then get beat again. And I think that a lot of times that's what Henry's talking about. You've done 2 top rank fights, but you fought higher level competition and got beat. But the kid's still good enough where he can overcome that. So you know what? Let's take him. Let's dust him off. Let's get him a win. Let's build his confidence.
Right.
DJ and take care of it, and then come back and hopefully it changes. Yep. Hopefully it gives him a little confidence.
Hey, I have a question for Richard, but I have a comment for Henry. Henry, our number one troll here in the Boxing Rundown, his name is Jaime Costecho, says, Henry, I found your glasses. You left them at Hong Kong and TJ, bro. Okay.
You know what's crazy, bro? Listen. We would take. I'm not gonna name a fighter, bro, but there's a fighter who loves to go there, and I just love watching the guy because he's such a quiet, reserved guy. And in there, he's like a unleashed animal, bro. And I'm just looking at. He's like the guy at Costco where you sample everything, but you don't buy shit. That's this guy. One of our fighters, dude. It is hilarious. There, I go there. Look at, bro. When I was engaged, I would take my ex-fiance there, and she would be like, and she would see my friends and people act them. And I told her, I don't have a problem bringing you here because I don't act any different. I really don't. It's not a big deal to me. I'll have a beer, but, tip a stripper, but I'm not buying a whore.
Yeah. All right, let me get to the question. All right.
Wow.
We like the honesty that Henry gives, here, especially here on the show. But how is Henry with you, Richard, when you're in the corner, or do you like him being so honest? Because that's a good thing on a coach, on a trainer, you know what I mean? For us,
yeah,
you know what I mean? But sometimes for the boxers, it could be a little bit different, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather him be honest than sit there and beat around the bush. Yeah, I'd rather know, say I'm down in a fight and I don't know I'm down and he knows I'm down and I'm not doing what I need to do. I'd rather have the coach that's going to sit there and tell me, hey, bro, you need to get on your game because you're down and you need to step it up. And that's what Henry will do. Henry's blunt about everything. It doesn't matter if it's in a fight, a gym. It doesn't matter. He's just straightforward about everything. And that's what you need. You don't need a coach that's going to tell you look good 24/7 because then you're not going to get better.
Yeah, and I see it when you go to some of these gyms, man, where you're seeing a guy and they're like, oh, man, this guy's so good. And I'm like, bro, Does he throw a jab? I mean, come on, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like you said, that's why I appreciate the honesty that Henry gives you. I know there's a few trainers that are like that, but I mean, there's some that are like fluffing them up. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. No, yeah, you see it all the time. You see, man, we have guys that come to the gym to spar all the time, and we're looking at like, and their coaches are right there blowing them up, big headed, like, and we're just sitting there like, man, you don't even know what you really got.
Oh, dude.
No, right. And I'll be like, you see that? Like, there's guys that are coming. Like, see that? That's why that guy's so full of shit. He's not being honest to his fight. I'll say it openly.
You said openly, Henry?
Openly.
Henry has done that. Henry has done that, and I've actually been there to see it too. I was like, holy crap.
All right. So Henry says that he thinks you'll fight 2 or 3 more times a year, right? This year.
Yep.
Do you like to be that type of actor, or would you want to be a little bit more active yourself?
I mean, whatever they can give me, I'm ready. I'm one of those guys I don't party, I don't do none of that. So I'm not one of those guys that you need to call 2 months in advance to get ready. Say right now, I'm already back in the gym after the fight. I just fought last week. I'm already back in the gym. Say they called me right now and told me, hey, you want to fight next month?
At the end of the month, let's say they say you want to fight in 3 weeks. Would you do it?
Yeah, if it makes sense. If it makes sense, if everything falls in right and the right guy and everything makes sense, then yeah. But I mean, if it doesn't make sense, then I go back and talk to Henry. And obviously,
I was gonna say you have the school of Henry right now. You said the right thing because I was like, oh yeah, I'm ready. But then if it makes sense, all right, that's good, man. That's good, and that's what I wanted to hear. Because one thing, like Stack said, there's kids right now that if they tell them, they go on it, they jump on it. But it's like, come on, man, you're just gonna be an opponent. You know what I mean? You got to think things through. It's a career. You know what I mean?
You have to have the right team around you to build you. I mean, of course, you know, until Richard's 14-0, 15-0, of course you want to get him victories. You want to keep him undefeated. You want him to win. You want his confidence to build. At the same time, I'm sure Henry wants the type of fights that he had the last fight, you know, like Nate, because of the fights that he's going to learn from. He fought a southpaw. He fought a slick fighter. He fought somebody with speed. He fought somebody that was countering him. So something that he can use as a tool, as a measuring stick to grow from, man. Like he said earlier, it doesn't even have to be in TJ, man. Some of these fights here in the States, man, you get these fighters that are just knocking kids out, you know, on some of these cards in the first round. You don't learn anything from that, man. You don't learn anything from that, you know, and it's sad because that's where that word exposed comes into play, you know. They become 15-0, 16-0 with all these knockouts, and then they get in the ring against some legit talent that knows how to box or knows how to fight.
You know, I'm a believer, guys. I'm a firm believer is the first time a fighter sees resistance, it better not be on fight night. They better have seen resistance in the gym. And you wouldn't believe, let alone fight. There's guys that are scared to spar. Oh, how much does your guy weigh? Oh, he's 4 pounds over. Who gives a shit? You're going to work. Like, it's crazy. You won't, or like when you just get guys like, I want to put my guy on the scale. Nah, bro, if I tell you he's a certain weight, he's a certain weight. If you tell me he's a certain weight, I'm going to take your word. I have no reason to try to take advantage of anybody during the sparring session, you know. But there are guys that were literally are afraid to put certain guys in just to spar, you know. Yeah. And I'm a firm believer, fight night better not be the first time you see resistance, you know.
But and I'm going to be honest with you. Richard, you're listed at 5'10", but you look bigger than 5'10", bro. You look a little bit taller. I mean, it's a weird, like, are you really 5'10", or are you a little bit taller, bro?
I'm 5'10". My dad, I know I'm 5'10" because my dad's like 5'11", 6 foot, and I'm a little bit shorter than him. So that's how I know. But everybody's
because you look big for a 5'10", bro.
Like, dad looks shorter than you, bro. Like,
right? I'm 5'10". That's why I'm like, this doesn't make sense.
I fight when I fight. I kind of fight a little bit tall because I normally box and stuff, so I don't make myself super small. I try to use my size to my advantage.
Now, you got dropped in your last fight and in the previous fight. Yeah. What went through your mind? Because I know what Senior told us last week, but that was the opinion of a trainer, you know, a coach. But what runs through your mind getting dropped, bro?
The first fight that it happened, not this last one, but the one before that.
Yeah.
I was just sitting there like, holy crap, what's going on right now? Like they were yelling at me in the corner and everything, but when the ref was just right there counting, I was like, yeah, this is new. I've never been here before. The last one, this last fight with Nate,
You just
yeah, I knew. I said, all right, I'll get up. I played it smart. I could hear Henry telling me. I knew I wasn't hurt, so it was just I knew it was just I bounced off. So nothing was going crazy through my mind. Like when I came back to the corner, I was just like, again, like really, like I was tripping out, like that it happened again, like twice in a row. I was more tripping that it happened again than I was worried about being hurt or anything. Like
hurt.
yeah.
But, okay, but I like what you said. The first time you're just hearing a lot of voices, people screaming at you.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was definitely different. The count at first I just remember I didn't hear him say 1, 2. I just remember the count started at like 4 or 5, and I realized that he was counting. I was like, oh crap! And then once 8 came, I stood up. I took the whole 8 count. You got my little rest. I did
your rest. Yeah.
It was crazy because I didn't get. Everybody thought I got hurt with the headshot, but I got hurt with the body shot before everything that the guy started unloading on me. But people didn't realize because I got hurt with the body shot, I couldn't move because I couldn't breathe. It took my legs, everything. It was a clean liver shot that just it hurt. But when he started going off on me, he was just throwing. I was catching some, but I was also getting hit with some. So people thought I was hurt from a headshot, but it was really a body shot.
Okay. Stacks, do you have something?
No, yeah, I was just gonna say the difference between, because I watched both of the fights, and you can tell the second one was more of a flash knockdown. Like Henry said, it was just the positioning of his feet. When he got caught with a quick left counter, they were in close, and it was just a little short nudge. It didn't even look like a full punch; it just looked like a nudge. So yeah. I knew it was a flash knockdown. He got up, but like you said, the first one, now that he's saying that, I'm trying to replay it back in my head, man, and I've heard a lot of people say that everything that the fuck is going on. Your brain is telling you what's going on, but when you get hit with those body shots, you're paralyzed. Like your body's telling you one thing, but your head's saying something else, and you go down, man.
Yeah.
During the fight where he's telling you the first one where he got hit with the body shot, real time, I couldn't see it. It was so awkward. And I asked my fighter, we had one of our fighters in the corner. I said, what the hell did he get hit with? He goes, I don't know. I just Hernandez unloading in the corner. Then I asked him, like, what happened? Dude, it was a body shot. And when I seen the video, it was a nasty body shot. It got right under his elbow in the perfect spot. And the guy threw it from a little far outside, so it was thrown a little awkwardly. But man, when it landed, it was in the perfect spot.
Yeah.
So Richard told me it took the wind out of him, and as he's trying to catch his air, the guy's unloading. Well, it was all bad.
Hey, but I know I was lucky. I knew how to hide it. I hid it because I don't know how the guy didn't know to go back downstairs to the body, because not one time after he hit me with that body shot, he never went back down, and that definitely helped a lot on my end because the second body shot, man, that would have hurt if it was another one came through.
Okay. Does anybody have a question? Because I have 2 questions from the audience right now.
Let the audience go.
Here we go. One of them is from Vargas Tribe. Says, in sparring, pro or amateur, who hits the hardest? Who has hit you the hardest? Richard?
Man, I've sparred a lot of people. We have a fighter at the gym that's pro. Well, he's with us. Yeah, his name is Josh. He's quick. His name's Josh Conley. He's quick. He has a lot of speed, but with that speed comes a lot of power. It's a really unexpected type of thing. Like, he's got so much speed that he throws his uppercut that's like mean. It's just you don't even know when it's coming. I've seen him knock guys out cold in sparring
with the uppercut.
Yeah, with the uppercut, headgear, full 16-ounce gloves, everything. I've seen him put guys to sleep. Like,
also probably Nelson Oliva, the kid who turned pro.
Oh yeah, him too.
Punch. Yeah, he really punched.
Okay,
yeah, that kid, another big puncher too. I sparred him multiple times.
This is another one from Sean Quinn. He says, Richard, who was your toughest opponent in amateur since you have a big amateur career?
I think the toughest guy that I fought at the Golden Gloves, the Nationals, and I made it all the way through. I won the district part. I fought 4 days in a row here, 4 or 5 days here, And everybody that I fought was tough. I fought a lot of guys that were good from SoCal, and I beat all of them. But when I went to nationals, we fought in Nebraska. I fought some guy named Sean Charleston. He had already been to the Golden Gloves the past few times. He lost, I think, in the finals the year before. He was already known. He was already on the USA team, everything. But he switched righty, lefty. He was awkward. He'd come forward. Short little guy, but just stocky. And he could hit. He cracked hard. But I remember the fight clearly. I dropped him in the first round. And then the second round, I came out too cocky. And I started trading. And I thought he won that round. But the third round, I thought I won. They gave it to him, I think, favoring. But I thought I won the fight. But that was probably my toughest fight that I had, honestly.
All right, I want to ask this question because this guy has put it about 20 times. I don't know why. It has nothing to do with the interview. But here it goes, guys. For everybody here.
Oh, God. I already know what question you're asking.
I know. What are our thoughts about Zurdo signing with Golden Boy and Oscar de la Hoya? What are our thoughts? To me, is, hey, go ahead, Zurdo, sign with Golden Boy. I mean, hopefully you get more fights. That's it, man.
My thoughts is Zurdo's had his chances, man. And I'll tell you why. When Canelo let go of that bout at 175, that was the WBO, right? We all know that Top Rank in the WBO is good. I'm sure that they could have put Zurdo against Vodzik for that vacant title. He had a lot of chances with Top Rank. Even when he went by himself, he left Top Rank. He just, 2 weeks ago, like I said, he gave up the chance to fight for the WBC title. They were going to put him in the title eliminator against Marcus Brown. He said no, he didn't want that fight. So now he's with Golden Boy, and he's going to end up having to fight somebody like Bivol or somebody that's going to knock his socks off, man. Zurdo is undefeated. I think he's like 41-0 now, but he can't keep protecting that. Oh, he's going to have to go in there. There's some real tough competition at 75. I can see him maybe fighting, I know Golden Boy has, real good ties with main events. So I can see him maybe fighting somebody like a Sullivan Barrera, a Joe Smith, somebody like that. But honestly, I think it's going to end up being Bivol. I think it's going to end up being him and Bivol fighting. And the fights were there before. So it's –
I'm thinking my thing is they're probably going to do what Henry was describing earlier, and they're going to dust him off a bit and give him the Jaime Munguia treatment.
Yeah.
They're probably going to give him that, or they're probably signing him for like 1 or 2 fights, and they're going to dust him off for one and then just serve him to Kovalev and have both of them end their contract.
I honestly don't remember the last time I watched him fight. I honestly don't even pay attention, to be honest, to his career.
The last time I can remember watching Zurdo was when he fought Arthur Abraham. Yeah. Go look it up and see how long ago that was.
Me with the Jesse Hart fight, I think they fought in Atlantic City. That's the last time I.
What about Richard? Richard, what was the last time you saw Zurdo?
I don't even think I've ever watched a full fight of his, honestly.
Oh wow.
Wow. No, don't worry about it, bro.
I watch boxing a lot, but I've never been too interested in him, honestly. Not trying to say he's not good or nothing, but he's not.
All right, Eric, that was the only question I was going to ask, man. I'm not going to keep on asking about Zurdo right now, man. This is not the Zurdo show. All right, here we go. I have a good question from Albert. Give him the question from Albert.
Okay, the question from Albert is, Richard, man, what did you learn from those 2 knockdowns, and what can you do different in the gym? And that's for both the trainer and the fighter, man. What can he do to improve getting those types of flash knockdowns? And then what did you learn from it, Richard?
The first one, both of them, my defense, I need to tighten up a lot more. The second one was more of just me being too aggressive, honestly. I don't think it was too much. I was worried about my defense at that point because I was being way too aggressive. I came out anxious. I think that's what it really was. But the first one, it was definitely taught me that I need to tighten up a lot more and get more in tune with my defense because sometimes I get away from that and I'd let my power and sometimes get to me, and I need to work on that defense definitely a lot more.
One of the things I always tell them, especially even sparring, and don't get greedy. Don't get greedy. Get off and get out. The second one was definitely a result of just him being overly aggressive. Far more aggressive than I wanted him to be to start off the first round. That was the first thing I told when he came back. You were being too aggressive. That's not really him. Richard's a patient, deliberate, work off the jab and see what it creates, see what openings, and also look for the counter shots. Nate was a counterpuncher himself, so there really wasn't a lot of openings, and he needed to initiate a little more. You know what I mean? But just work on being a little less aggressive at that point in the fight. You know, it was just too aggressive for the first round for my liking for him.
All right. I have 2 more questions. Anybody else have questions?
No, I got something
Okay.
for this, but no more questions.
All right, here we go. Richard, what is your goal in boxing, bro?
To become the best. There's nothing. I mean, if you're boxing, there ain't nothing else more than to become the best. Some of the top guys, you want to be that top pound for pound guy. Win all the titles at your weight. Move on to different weights. Win the titles there. But there's nothing more than to become the best. I'm not in this to just be here. That's not it. I'm not in the. You're in the greedy sport. This ain't the sport just to be doing just to come in here to do whatever. If you're here, you got to become the best.
Which belt do you want?
And the WBC, that's the best belt.
Everybody wants the green belt.
Yeah, that's right.
I was gonna bring you one right now. Do we have one right here? I'll just messing with you.
I think I got
okay.
a hole in my closet, bro.
All right. Oh no, I don't know what is going on right here, bro. Somebody's talking about baby showers in Fern. What are you gonna say? Trainer.
Actually, by the way, I'll get to that comment at the end once we're done with the interview and everything. But thanks for reminding me.
Oh, okay, dude. What the hell, bro? You stopped me, bro. I was like, all right, trainer. What? Okay, this is for you, Henry. What do you think is Richard's best attribute in the gym?
In the gym, as in just the work. I mean, just he's a hard worker. You know, he's a hard worker, and whatever, you know, everything we work on the pads. One thing we don't do is unrealistic pad work. You know, the 80 combinations where you're not going to throw any of that bullshit in a real fight. One thing one thing I really impressed with him is whatever I really stress to him on the pads, we'll drill it over and over. And he's really good about taking it to the ring, trying it in the ring. You know, some guys you teach, and then they forget about it. He's really good about what
implementing,
taking it to the ring. He's really good at that. You know?
I got one question for Richard, and then on that pad thing, I'm gonna ask you a question, Henry, right now. Richard, when you close your eyes or when you meditate, you know what I mean? What is something that you see as a reward of boxing for you or your family or your loved ones? You know what I mean?
Man, the biggest thing I see is, okay, so a lot of people don't know, but it's been coming out because I've done a couple of interviews, is I take care of my uncle, disabled. And one of the biggest things, if I make it, I'm always going to make sure he's taken care of and he's going to live his best life, because he can't live like the rest of us. He doesn't have the ability to walk. I have to take care of him every day. So one thing I always make sure, once I make it, he's going to live the best life he can, no matter what. He's got to live too. It's not just us. We have the ability to do what we want. He doesn't. So I want to make sure that he gets to do everything he wants when he can.
Oh yeah.
Biggest motivation, biggest inspiration, bro, right there. If you ever need anything from the rundown, if you guys want to get some type of fundraising or anything, let us know, bro. We'll do it for you guys from the bottom of our heart. You know what I mean? We got you on that, bro.
Same thing here with all the media outlets I work with, man. I mean, whatever you guys ever need, Richard, you need a write-up, you need something, you're doing fundraisers for your uncle, whatever, let us know, man. I got Hector that can help create a poster, whatever, man. You know, we got
Thank you guys.
All right, Henry, you brought it up, bro. I got to do it.
No problem.
I'm with you, bro, on this whole. I see trainers doing pad work and they're doing, like you said, 80 punch combinations. But in reality, how many punches can you get in the ring, bro? In a fight?
In a fight, or like a combination realistic?
A combination realistic.
Well, one thing we try to work on is, I mean, to give an example, I'll have them start with the jab and then throw a jab, throw a feint, then a jab, then double jab, you know, to get him the use of the time. But listen, I might have them get 3 or 4 shots out, then I'll try to come back to some, move your feet, you know, then maybe a jab here, 1, 2, double jab, right? You know, 3, 4, so again, you may get, if you're going to get 10 guys, I mean, 10 punches off in a combination, you've got a guy out on his feet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not gonna get that bullshit, you know, all that crap, you know, 5 left hooks in a row, quadruple Lindy, you know, none of that bullshit. You know, so
some of them look like fatalities, bro. Like I'm watching Mortal Kombat. I'm like, what the fuck?
Not only that, another thing I do, like when we're fighting a lefty, I work pads in a lefty stance. You know, what good does it do out of a right-handed stance? You know, I'm constantly, you know, and everybody's got their own way, but man, you see Instagram and Facebook and all these 100-pound, like there's times we may do drills. Like one thing I like to do is I'll have them throw straight punches, right? Do. And I'll call out a quick combination, uppercut, right hand. You know, as they're getting tired, I want them to see if they can recognize what I'm trying to say as they're getting tired. You know what I mean? But the unrealistic bullshit, you know, one thing I stress, punch through your target, move your head, slide your feet afterwards, you know, simple things. It's nothing flashy, but it's realistic. It's quality stuff. You know, the other mid work, you're this, that, they wrap their mid around the back. What the hell? I mean, you're never going to do that bullshit. I mean, just.
I can see throwing the same 3-point combo in repetitions, right. You know, so you develop that muscle memory. But like you said, to do all that behind the back shit, come on, man. Come on. I think even in boxing, I mean, all the years in boxing, I think the most I've ever seen anybody get hit with is when Benavidez took on Porky. And he hit him with like a 10-foot combo and put him into the ropes. I think that's the only time I've ever seen anybody hit with a combo. But like you said, fucking Porky was out on his fucking feet when David started hitting him.
Guys, you know what's funny? On Saturday when Canelo was just teeing off and people were like, man, this guy's a punching bag, right? You know what's funny is there's times in sparring in the gym when guys aren't doing good. I'll be like, come on, man, this guy's landing shit that he can't even land on the bag on you. You know, he's landing shit that.
Oh, you guys have no clue the things that be getting said at the gym.
All right. I'm gonna tell you this. Henry, if I could lock you in to once the pandemic is kind of like, you know, easing off, we'll take the rundown to your gym, bro. I would want to do a rundown at your gym, bro. We'll do it at your gym, bro, for sure. I'll take it there, bro.
We have the gym, but we also have like a big office, or if you want the gym in the background, there's plenty of space.
I want the gym, bro. I want the gym. Okay. And maybe we do some videos before the show so we can see Henry at work, man.
All right.
Hey, one of the viewers we got tuned in is Jesse Lopez Gonzalez, man. I want to give him a big shout out, man. His son Lobito, I think he trains out there. Right? You got the Lobito shirt on, right? That's right, man.
Very tough.
Shout out to Lobito. He's an amateur getting ready for nationals, I think, at the end of this month.
3 weeks we're going to nationals, bro. I think I have like seven of our kids going. I'll be there all week with them and looking forward to it. You know, the pandemic, you know, look, Southern California pro boxing has gone on. You know, Southern California LBC 33 is the biggest LBC in the country. Guys, you know, Southern California, we have not had an amateur boxing event for a year, for 8 years. But, you know, we did have one event where it was in Rosarito in October. We went, but by the time the kids get in the ring at the end of March, Southern California other states are far ahead of us as far as staging events. You know, there's not been a amateur event since I think March 7th or 8th here.
I sparred that. I was talking about Jesse. Jesse be helping me out big time in a lot of my camps.
Very tough and he's
strong, tough
very
kid.
nice. He'll be pro, you know, probably by the summer sometime if things open up and we get a little more dates. He's close to turning pro.
Okay, now this surprised me, Henry, because you have no ego, bro. Usually trainers that are in that stage, the big stage, don't go to nationals, don't go to like the little shows. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you go. You're saying you're going to this show.
I go. To me, it's important. It's important to go because if I'm training these kids and I'm there with them in the gym, what good is it me to just hand off my assistant? Oh, you take them, bro. I'm too busy. Bullshit. I'm going,
the
bro.
big guy. I'm the big guy. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yep. Because it's going to mean something to those kids if they see me on a fight on Fox or Fox Sports 1 or show. And then the next week I'm in the corner with them. You know what I mean? It's going to mean something to them. So.
You know, and a lot of those kids are going to grow up to be professionals. You know, a lot of them do it for one reason or the other, but a lot of them do it because they love boxing and they're gonna follow that path. They're gonna follow that career move, man.
We've got a talented young group, man. And to give you an example, years ago, you know, Chris had fought Deontay Wilder on Fox. You know, obviously we lost to Deontay. The week later, when I got back, I was as a Desert Showdown in a little 9-year-old kid's corner. The dad's calling me like, you're going to be in the corner, right? I go, yeah, I'm going to be there. It was a kid who just started with us, and I had the other guys working with them. I said, and he was like, so you're really going to be there? I said, I'm going to be there. Like, no, I'm 100. Like, I think he was having trouble understanding that why is he going to go from fighting Wilder to fighting some kid? No problem, bro. No ego, no biggie. It's not a big deal.
I was just about to bring that up about the Chris thing and all that with you. Just about to bring it up.
All right. I think this guy knows you, Henry. Jaime Costecho, our number one troll, says Henry can't leave without giving us an update on the Philippine kid he trains.
Oh, that's Pau. I was just telling that kid's a badass. He's a badass little fighter, man. Talented kid, works hard.
I think we know who this guy is, bro.
Very high.
Yeah, we definitely know who Jaime Costecho is.
Yeah, we know who Costecho is.
Who do you think it is, Henry?
Huh?
Who do you think that guy Jaime Costecho is, bro?
I don't know. Who is it?
Think about it this way, Henry. He knows a lot about you. He knows the fact that I know Cynthia Conti. So this is definitely
probably
thank you.
Shoes.
Yeah.
Sal?
Yeah.
No, slang you some Adidas gear, dog.
Sal's a master troll, bro.
No. You got the right. You got the right MAS, but the wrong word. Massive troll. Not massive. He created a secondary identity to fit his body. That's what the hell he did.
That's funny, bro. That dude's a troll like a mofo, though, man.
Hey, big shout out to Boxing Guru, man. Mr. Boxing Guru. Yeah, big shout out.
Hey, he hates Ryan, right? He hates hard on Ryan.
He has a heart for Ryan.
You know what? Then I want to be like, bro, I remember years ago you getting a picture with him at StubHub. Like, come on, bro. Like, he's asking who's cuter or who's better.
Hey, it's funny because you and Ruckus, you and Gru were the one that introduced me to fucking Ryan and Roger at the Velasco.
Yeah,
tacos afterwards and shit, man.
Hey, bro, listen. Stal has the funniest picture, bro. So they had Chris do like a appearance at Fantasy Springs, and this is when Golden Boy and Heyman were working together, right? So they have Chris do an appearance, and he's signing pictures and taking pictures, signing autographs. And Guru took the funniest fucking picture, bro. It is. You gotta ask him to show it to you, bro. It is the funniest thing ever, bro.
I'll ask him to show me that picture.
He drops to his knees in front of Chris, and Chris is making a face, and Guru's right in his crotch, bro. It was the funniest.
Oh wow,
bro! It was the funniest thing ever.
All right, guys, we're at the point where we're gonna make predictions. But first of all, Richard, any sponsors, any shout outs you want to give out? Give them out right now, and also give us your social media.
Yeah, sponsors. I have a few that I would like to give shout outs to. Few sponsors of mine are Avery Alvarez at 3 Foot Radius. Big shout out to him for everything. Prep Life Meal, they're my meal prep company. They make all my food. They take care of me every camp. They're always taking care of me big time with food. Then another friend of mine, Dom, whenever I need it, he's always taking care of me. And yeah, Everlast too. Ernie over at Everlast, always taking care of me. Never hesitates. If I need something, he's always there for me. And then my dad obviously take care of me. I used to fight.
Oh, you just killed it, man. You just.
Hey, I wouldn't be here without them, so I got to. Hey, don't let
Henry.
Hey, him and you guys don't even understand. Him and Henry go at it every day at the gym. When you guys come down, you guys are gonna see it. You guys,
I want to see that, man.
You guys are gonna want to put it a part of the show. You guys are gonna be laughing.
Hey, Henry, have you ever seen Sal if you were from the South?
Who? What? Say that again.
Sal, if he was from the South.
Hmm.
Look at that picture. Look at that picture. Yeah, picture. That's Sal right there. If he were from the South, if you were a Magna
Let
follower,
me see. Where's the
you don't
That's
see
not
it.
him, dog. That's just
ah,
somebody that
I'll
looks
send,
like him,
I'll
dude.
send it to you. I'll send it to you, Henry. But that shit is hilarious.
Hey, big shout outs to I have Richard Brewer Sr. on the line. Henry, he says he'll get you, bro, at the gym, bro. Henry, any shout outs, Henry, any shout outs or sponsors you want to give out?
I want to shout out myself first and foremost.
Oh no. Hey,
Yeah.
see, somebody
Um,
have an
no,
ego. He has an ego.
Ring Cross Boxing, bro. We it's a great gym, great facility. We actually have a great nonprofit program for kids also. Just in general, anybody who's supported us in the past and continue to support us, thank you. We have a lot. We have a lot to look forward to. We got a lot of good young pros like Richard, and nice, good amateur team that's growing and growing. And also, I have to clarify something for you guys. Not only the trainer, I manage all of my guys also, bro. Every single I manage also. So I'm involved from A to Z. I make the calls, negotiate the purse, negotiate the weight, A to Z. Just so, like, I always get people like, oh, you're just a trainer. No, far more than that, guys. Far more. I always tell people I'm actually the one making the fights happen,
So then maybe we're going to have just a Henry Ramirez show too pretty soon.
Let me know, brother.
So we could just talk about the management part.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because I would like to talk about the management. Have we had a manager? No, we haven't had a manager on the show. So you could be the first manager on the show, because I mean there is a lot of things that happen in boxing that managers have to deal with.
One thing I tell people, and I know people on Twitter don't want to hear it, but let me tell you something. I know people love boxing; it's a sport, but those of us in the sport, it's a business as much as it is a sport also, and unfortunately the business side gets in front of the sport, the actual sport, but it is what it is. I mean, fighters aren't going to fight for free, you know what I mean, nor should they, you know what I mean.
That's why it's called prize fighting, man. That's why it's called prize fighting.
Yep, prize fighting. I'm in favor of any fighter going out there and getting all they can. You know what I mean? Every bit that they can.
Jaime is killing it today, bro, with the comments. Okay, let me ask you this. Also, since you're also manager, you just said it. If we wanted to get the Nightmare in here, can we get him before the fight?
Let me talk to him.
Let us know.
Chris is notorious, bro, for saying yes and then not showing. I used to always tell him, bro, just tell me no. Don't tell me yes, and then you leave me hanging. It just tell me no. It's better that way. So let me talk to him and
tell him he can cuss all he wants here, bro.
We're
not.
Oh yeah, he can talk all the shit he wants here. Tell him not to bring the pickle juice. No pickle juice. No pickle juice. Please, no. That's disgusting.
I'll talk to him and see about getting him on for you guys.
All right. Richard, give them all your social media, bro. They want to know your social media. They want to know where they can keep in touch with you, man.
Yeah, the main social media that I really use is really only Instagram. I have Twitter, but my Instagram is literally my name, Richard Brewart Jr. All together, no spaces, nothing, just straight Richard Brewart Jr. That's literally where I post everything. That's my main social media. That's like the only one that I use.
So Richard Brewart Jr. in Instagram.
Yeah, on Instagram. And I use it on Facebook too. Facebook for that. And then same thing, Richard Brewart Jr. And then Instagram, Richard Brewart Jr. But Instagram's the main one.
All right. So somebody promised us that you were gonna give us a Frenchie, bro. Is that true? That we're gonna raffle a Frenchie here?
Hey, you guys got to talk to my dad about
I'm just messing. But you guys do have that business, right?
Yeah. My dad does. He breeds Frenchies.
There you go. If you guys want to get a Frenchie, hit up the Brewers, right?
Yeah. Or follow him too at IE's Finest Frenchies.
There you go, man. With that said, bro, are you guys ready to do some predictions? And it's not that many. It's only 3, bro.
Cool.
So Thursday from Puerto Rico, NBC Sports, I'm going to go with, we all know that Fernando Vargas Jr. is going to win, right? We're all predicting that one to win.
Yeah.
Or you guys picking the opponent. Fernando Vargas Jr. wins. Okay. But let's go to the main event. Sergey Boacek versus Brandon Adams. Who wins that one? Who wants to go first?
Yeah, that's a good fight. I like Brandon Adams. He's a tough little dude. He's gonna apply pressure. The Russian kid as well, all knockouts, right?
Right, all knockouts.
Yeah, Boychuk.
Man, the other guy gave a decent account of himself against Charlo. I'm gonna go with Adams in the upset, man. I'm gonna go with Adams in the upset. Right? That's
Upset.
prime for an upset. Mm-hmm.
Wow, upset special. Nice.
All right. Richard, you want to go next, man?
I see Adams too.
You want to make him the lone wolf, huh? All right, go.
I see Adams too. I think he's really underrated. Honestly, he's actually a lot better than when people give him account for. Honestly, I've seen him fight a few times. The Charlo fight, he gave a really good. Everybody thought he was gonna get blown out by Charlo because they didn't know who he was. They seen him fight on the Contender. He fought a lot of good guys on the Contender. He won the Contender, but style wise, he's a very hard guy to fight. He's awkward, strong. He's not super big for the weight, but he's built. But he's very athletic. His defense is good, and he's got punching power. So honestly, I think he's the opposite.
Stacks.
I don't know, man. I think the power is just going to be too much from the Russian kid. I think a late round stoppage for Buyachek.
Buyachek? Okay. Fern.
I'm going to go with Sergey as well. I like Adams as well. I like what he did at the Contender and everything like that. Really good guy. But I just think Sergey is going to be too much for him. I know that he did a good showing against Charlo and everything. But again, everything that's been going on, Sergey's been very active in the gym. I don't know how active Adams has been. So I'm just going to go with Sergey.
Adams just fought.
Yeah, that's right. And he came in that Bowser outfit, didn't he?
Yeah.
That Bowser outfit was sick. I'll give it that. Shout out to SFF on that one. But I still think Sergey's gonna get that. I still think Sergey's gonna win that bout.
Okay, and I'm gonna give you guys this one right here, right now, man. You guys ready for it? I didn't do it last week.
Don't say draw.
I didn't do it last week, so I'm gonna do it this week, bro.
I'm gonna throw a shoe at you, dog.
I'm gonna do it right now, bro. It's gonna be a draw.
Oh,
it's gonna be a draw, bro. I'm calling it right now.
Fucking guy, man.
You'll see it, bro. You're gonna see it. I'm never wrong on my draws, bro. I always get the draws right.
I don't see it.
You don't see it. You don't see it.
I don't see a draw. It's a victory either way. It's not gonna be a draw.
All right. One question for and I saw it and I just let it go. Henry, from Vargas Tribe. Henry, advice you can give a father of a aspiring boxer. What is the advice you can give him, bro?
Let them be coach. Let them. If you're going to be the coach, learn to separate the two. I know it's difficult for fathers, man, but I would say find a coach, let him be coached by someone other than you. That's probably the best advice I could give you because I've seen it countless times from. It's just so hard for fathers to separate themselves. Definitely, I would say that let him be coached by someone else.
All right. Now let's go Friday. Pay-per-view, guys. Pay-per-view only, okay? And it's all ladies, all female fighters this card.
Bro,
you got the wrong guy. Bro. You got the wrong guy,
bro.
Dog.
Oh, my God. Dude. That's all they have this weekend. What do you want me to tell you, bro? What do you want me to give you? Like,
listen,
TJ fights? I'll give you TJ fights.
I wouldn't. Listen, I'm not a fan of women's boxing. You know, I know it's going to ruffle some feathers. People may get mad.
Hey, bro, it's your opinion. It's your opinion, bro.
I don't give a shit. Just not a women's boxing. Not a fan of it. Don't train girls. They're not allowed to train here. Just, nope.
Don't even talk to me about
it. Hey, you know what's funny? There's a lot of trainers that won't feel the same way, just won't come out.
But they won't say it.
Come out, say it. I don't give a fuck. Not a fan of it. Don't watch it. Don't even like answering questions about it. To me, it don't exist.
All right. So you're not gonna give us a prediction on it, right?
Prediction is I won't watch.
There you go. We got the prediction at least. We got the prediction. All right, Richard, would you give a prediction?
I don't watch female boxing either. I don't have nothing. But
that's a prerequisite for that, Jim. I see.
I noticed. I know that.
Do you watch female boxing? Do you watch female boxing? Yes, I do. You cannot train there.
All right. With that said, we're gonna make the predictions. That's 3. Here we go. Clarissa Shields versus Marie-Eve DeCaray or something like that. Who do you guys got, bro?
Is this an MMA? Is this an MMA bout or a boxing match?
No, boxing, bro.
You see, you guys don't watch either.
No,
You know
it's because
what?
it's because I know Clarissa's been training for MMA as well. Like she's been trying to get into that because not a lot of boxing matches are coming up. So that's why I had to ask. But if it's straight boxing, Clarissa Shields.
I'm gonna be honest, guys. I did watch Clarissa Shield fights once when she fought Christina Hammer or whatever. Christina.
Yeah, the Hammer.
Yeah.
I thought the other girl was pretty hot, but I have not paid attention to her career at all. I would look at, for some reason, I actually like women's MMA. Like if Clarissa Shield went to MMA, I totally would watch. I don't know why. I just totally would watch. Boxing.
Okay. Can you tell me what's the reason that female MMA attracts you more than?
I have no clue. I just don't like women's boxing.
You see a lot of knockouts in women's MMA too.
Hey, I'll give you this. I'll give you my answer to that one. They treat the women in women MMA the same way they do the men. They don't lower the round. They don't lower the minutes in the round. Right. In championship fights, it's still five rounds, 5 minutes. They don't do 10 2-minute rounds. They don't do 12 3. They don't do none of that. In females MMA, it's straight up legit. You're fighting like the guys do. You're getting the exact same time. You're getting the exact same shine. You're getting all of it. Go out and do your best.
Good point. That's a good. In women's boxing, you know how they have 2-minute rounds?
Yeah.
I think they should cut it to a minute.
Oh God.
So I got T-Rex Stacks. Who do you got? T-Rex?
I told you, yeah, the Rex. That hurt too.
All right, man.
Hey, you know what though? Here's the thing with female boxing, and Sean broke it down. Sean Fitzgerald, man, he broke it down to me one night and basically said, look, he said in men's boxing, if you go to like 168, you go to super middleweight, right?
Right.
That division has fucking 200 fighters that are all legit. You know, the top 50 fighters can get in there and bang with the best of them.
Right.
Right. If Clarissa Shields is number one at 168, the number 2 ranked fighter might be a fighter that has 3 wins and 12 losses.
That's true.
And there's only maybe in the whole world, 15 fighters. And so if there's 15 of them, 10 of them got to be ranked in the top 10. So the disparity between the top boxer and the second best boxer is fucking huge. It's not like Canelo going in there against Benavidez or Canelo going in against Plant or something, Plant going in against Charlo, where you got that competition. There's no competition. Yeah, she's achieving a lot. Yeah, she's winning a lot. But if you look at, she's an Olympic gold medalist, a 2-time Olympic gold medalist that doesn't have any type of fucking competition to fight. So that's what makes her so good. Yes, she has those accolades. Yes, she has the champs. But who are they really fighting? The competition level's not there as it is in men's boxing.
I agree with you guys on that one.
I mean, I couldn't argue. I'm like, he's got a point.
All right. Anything else you guys want to say before we close out the show?
I got one thing.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I know who the podcast is. I got hit up. They let me know in our chat who the podcast was.
Go.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Check this out, man. You guys fucked up because you must not know boxing. Henry Ramirez, for instance, he has a stable of fighters. He may have a fighter that fights for top rank. He may have a fighter like Richard that fights for Thompson. He may have somebody that fights on a Golden Boy card, on a PBC card. He's friends with Al. You just guys got your fucking selves blackballed from everything. Real quick. You think this boxing community is big? We all know each other. So, hey, check this out. Fuck you guys.
Yep.
Here we go, man.
They had a lot to say. I'll tell you guys that much.
So I'm going to go back.
It wasn't even the ones that had an opinion on the fight. It was just the one where he said, they're saying, oh, Brewert, and they go, no. He goes, he's a piece of shit. That's where I had a major problem.
What do you have to say to that guy, bro?
Oh, he could go fuck himself. You know what I mean? And then after maybe after having a moment, he should have said, you know what, man, I'm sorry. I got a little caught up in the conversation. I apologize. I maybe thought you lost, but let me retract that personal attack. Well, fuck that. Fuck him.
No, they were even commenting on Thompson's page how that was a horrible decision and all kinds of stuff. That's how I knew they were gonna be saying things, but man, they went.
When I did comment, did the judges get the scorecards wrong? it's because it looked like Nate was talking to the judges after the fight. He was still in the ring, and then it looked like the announcer went back to talk to the judges. So that's why I had asked, because it seemed like there was a little bit of
I see what I've had that actually happened before.
So I'm like, wait, did they get it wrong?
Too.
You know, because they stayed in there for a while, like talking about it. Popeye was in there because Popeye was the one that officiated the fight. Yeah, so I was like, wait, did they get it wrong? You know, and I mean, because it was close. No, they didn't, of course. But it was close enough. And then once they started having that discussion, I was like, oh shit, maybe the guy from Top Rank read it wrong, the announcer, but no, they didn't, you know.
Lupe Contreras.
Lupe. Yeah, all right. With that said, guys, that was the boxing rundown. Next week, we have Jonathan Thunder Navarro, who will be fighting this guy, what is it?
Pablo Sarcano. That's going to be a good fight.
That's going to be a good fight, bro.
Good
fight. We're going to talk to him.
Yeah, that's a good fight. That's
one
a
thing,
good.
I just want to say one thing before we close out. I just want to tell Anthony, sorry for your loss on your wife. Rest in peace.
Absolutely, Anthony. I wanted to say that too, man. Sorry about the loss. COVID has hit all of us, man. And, you know, I lost two close friends in a span of 6 months, guys, identical twins. 25, 30 years I go back with them. And Anthony, I'm very sorry to hear about your wife, man. Very sorry.
Hey, I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, man. Thank you, Henry. Richard, thank you. I mean, you guys knew her personally. Richard, you knew, man. She was always at the Thompson fight. So I appreciate it, man. Thank you, guys. Thank you, man.
Yeah, man, it's very sad, you know. I mean, that's what we're continuing to do the rundown, man, and we'll continue to have everybody here, man, and because we know that Cynthia's looking down on us, man, and she wants us to keep on going with this. You know what I mean? So with that said, Henry, in 2 weeks I'm gonna have a PBC fighter, so I'll make sure that we'll give you a shout out too. We are. We're gonna have an undefeated fighter from PBC, guys. Come on, man. But I'm not gonna mention the name because I already mentioned next week's guest. Okay. With that said.
Any card, Golden Boy, Top Rank, whoever. If it interests me, I watch it. I'll give you an example, guys.
Yeah.
Saturday's Darrell and Kyron Davis card. I didn't watch it. I remembered it was on, and I turned it on. It was in the middle of the 10th round of the main event. You know, so I didn't watch any of it. You know, I watched the last 2 rounds.
What? Okay. Did you hear what did you think about Darrell? Just close it out.
I only watched 2 rounds of it. I really didn't. You know, I really didn't watch it. I only watched 2.
Do you think if he takes on Benavidez, it's going to be even worse this time?
Oh man, no. Come on. Benavidez will stop him the same way, if not sooner, man. Yeah. You know.
There you go, guys. With that said, everybody, thank you very much. Thank you, Richard. Continue having great success. Thank you, Henry.
Guys. Thank you. I had a good time.
Stacks.
Have a good one, guys.
All right, fellas. You guys have a good night.
Pushing. All right, guys.
Thank you.
Night.